Welcome to Live, Laugh, Love Real Estate Conversations with Lisa Loveland and Kosta Hantzis. Today we have Ryan Magin rather. And probably the best way to describe Ryan is he is an internet entrepreneur. He has done so many things from men's fashion to, how to get, and I'll let him tell you how he was giving men fashion tips and what really made his hits skyrocket. But Ryan, better you to tell us about you and how you got into this.
So obviously, thank you guys for having me on. I will do my best to share as much value as I can. A lot of people are discovering now, obviously through TikTok. I'm closing in on like 100,000 followers, and it's been kind of a wild ride with TikTok right now. But I've been on the internet, like making videos, making money for about 12 years. I haven't actually had a job in about 10 of those years. So
that's awesome.
I started online, I want to say it was about 12 years ago. I was a professional BMX racer. I was working at Lowe's Home Improvement. I got the opportunity to turn pro on my bike, and I wanted to do that. So I quit that was my last job that I had. I quit my last retail job, and basically realized really quickly I needed to make some money because BMX just don't get that much. I discovered Tim Ferriss and the 4-Hour Work Week, and I said I want to get rich while I sleep. So I had to help me make a DVD to teach BMXers how to get faster on their bike. I did that. It took about months to make a DVD because definitely not as easy now to do all these things. So I was writing a lot of technical things that weren't there. Created this DVD, started selling it on my backpack at bike races, started selling it. One lady asked me, "Are you selling this online?" I said no, but if you check my website Monday, and I wrote down like my domain name, and she's like, "Cool." I didn't have the website up by Monday. It took me about a month and a half to get a website up. Back then we had to learn how to code, and we didn't have WordPress and lead pages and ClickFunnels and all that fun stuff we have today. But then it turned into, I realized that nobody goes to your website unless you drive traffic. So the first thing I did was started making videos pretty much about the exact same thing I was selling in the DVD. I was just giving away for free in videos. And this is before YouTube. So, I made a couple hundred videos on Vidler, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with Gary Vee. He's an investor in Vidler. Yep. He told everybody, put all your videos on Vidler. It's the best place to be. And don't do that YouTube thing because Vidler pays you. And thankfully, Vidler then went out of business, and I lost all my videos, so a couple hundred of them. And I say thank you because had I kept doing that on YouTube, I'd probably still be racing BMX to this day. And not that I don't like that I would be doing that. I like the path that I've kind of come down because I lost all those videos. I kind of just scrapped the whole BMX thing. Yeah. I ended up quitting bike racing because I was kind of just burnt out as it was. Then I fell into affiliate marketing. I was kind of a dirtbag affiliate marketer. I was doing some slimy stuff with Google SEO and stuff that I'm not really proud of, but I made a lot of money. But I learned a lot. I learned copywriting. I learned SEO traffic, and did that for about a year. I built up a network of 500 micro blogs, as they called them back then. They were called sniper sites, and they were doing really good passive income. And due to the shady stuff I was doing to keep them ranked in the search engines, one day Google decided that they didn't like that anymore. So they changed the algorithm and everything came crashing down.
Wow. I can't wait to hear about the shady things that we will be asking you in a little bit.
And then, so that morphed into, I'm currently engaged and have a 5-year-old daughter. But at the time I was with the woman that I'm currently engaged to. And we were just dating. We've been dating for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I was just a degenerate type of person. I was like an ex-athlete who was thought he was cooler than everybody. And I figured out this internet thing. So I was making like $1,000 a day, and I didn't really give a shit what anybody told me. I was going out drinking a lot, buying tables at clubs and just generally, that living the life like this. And Google changed their algorithm. It was like, okay, what now? Because I'm now again, because I went from a couple, but the whole idea with the sites was I built up a network that was really, really good. I actually got offered for someone to buy my entire network of sites for $250,000. My arrogance said, F off, I'm doing that, it's too cheap. I said, I'll keep going until I get this to like $2,000 a day, and then I can sell it for $1 million.
How long ago was that?
Well, that was, I want to say about 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 8 or 9 years, 7 or 8 years ago. But that arrogance kind of, I wish I would look for 250K, because about a month after I basically told that person to fuck off, everything came crashing down. So, and again, so now I'm depressed, like don't really know what I'm doing. I'm like, what am I gonna do with my life? Like, I'm not a bike racer anymore. I'm not like this SEO guy anymore. And then I found my fiance currently, she dumped me, and because her career was skyrocketing. And it turned out that I moved in with a buddy of mine. We're actually really good friends to this day. And I was sleeping on an air mattress. I know it's like sounds so cliche, but I literally had an air mattress. Because when you move in with a girl, I mean, if you move in with a girl, you tend to lose all of your belongings. So I had nothing. So I was broke. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy like that double tall air mattress. So like, give me the premium version. Bought that, and I put it in this room that I was renting from my friend. And like kind of one day and I was going out drinking a lot, because I live in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's not expensive to drink here, so no matter how drunk you are, you can always get fucked up if you want to. So so I kept I was going out a lot, and I was like, I woke up one day and I was like, what am I doing? Like, I looked in the mirror and I just said, I don't look like a smart entrepreneur. I look like a guy who's going to rob a fucking convenience store. Like, I need to change this image.
I want to hang out with you.
Yeah, right.
And so I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I'm single again. I'm like, I was like 28 years old, and actually I was almost 29, almost 30, and basically I just said, I'm going to change everything about myself right now. And that's when I fell into fashion and style. I went on the internet and I started watching like the YouTube channels that were popular. And I realized that nobody, because I'm like angry at my ex now. Like, I'm like, she dumped me for a guy that wants to wear a suit. That was like what the lie I was telling myself in my head. And so I was like, I'm going to go get suits. So I went and bought a bunch of tailored suits from H&M. Like, I tailored H&M suits, which is good when you really think about it, because they're so cheap. But I like all the money I have on redoing my wardrobe and image started going out again. I realized that people do respond to how you dress. And, especially women, like if you're dressing a certain way, women tend to like that certain guy who dressed a certain way, and like manipulate women saw me by how I was dressing. And also the people that I was backing into my like home. So the marketing is like, oh yeah, we need to put this shit out there. Let's do YouTube. So I started making videos about it, because that's all I know how to do is like edit videos. Mm-hmm. And I started making YouTube videos, and I was very aggressive with it. I was like, where this shirt get made, that would be my title. And I started getting a lot of attention. I had like my first viral video, I guess like 700,000 views on YouTube, which was like, I mean, my numbers are so skewed now, because I had a 4 million view video like 2 weeks ago on TikTok. So I'm like, what is viral anymore? But back then that was a lot of views on YouTube, and my channel started blowing up. Like, it was like, I had like 10,000 followers really quickly, then it was like 15, and then I was signed to an agency because they liked my aggressive style, and they're like, we could send a lot of brands to you that we can't normally send to all of our other people because they're too PG. So I started getting like paid like $1,000, $2,000 a video. I bought a studio, like it's an office turned into a studio, built a selfie wall like you would see at like Hollister.
Yeah.
So I could show off my outfits, and I basically had an assembly line 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I'd make videos.
That's awesome. Let me ask you one thing.
Yeah,
when you changed the way you dressed, did you feel differently? Was it 100%. An authentic presentation to the people you were attracting as followers?
At first, I don't think it was authentic. It was just like, I knew I should be doing stuff like this, but a lot of it felt uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But after I started getting the reactions and the responses and seeing how people were treating me, absolutely, it became 100% like, I believed it. And it probably took about a month of like forcing myself out of like, I mean, I tend to, I kind of go overachiever, and like, I'll overdo things. So I'm like, I made a pact. I was like, for like 90 days, like, I'm not going to wear any sneakers. Like, so I would only wear shoes for 90 days. And it turned like, I only the gym was like, I'll wear sneakers to the gym, but that's it. And like, I wore like wingtips and like boots, and I just like, I would do crazy like that just to see how people would react. And, same clothes I was wearing prior to what I was wearing now, the people in the same places were now like, oh, did you like a promotion? Or, oh, like, how's business going? Or, oh, like, I was like, all right, people are just associating with the money, so I'm going to keep doing it. But yeah, then, I grew pretty decent on YouTube for a while. I was almost like coming up. I was growing by like 500 subscribers a day at like one point, and then YouTube kind of kiboshed the channel because they deemed me inappropriate content, like aggressive nature. I don't know. They demonetized.
I find that so surprising, Ryan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've been censored by Google. I again now I'm like, but luckily at this time I was a lot more financially prepared to kind of be able to figure out where I wanted to do next. Because I was getting paid a lot. Like, I learned really quickly you didn't need a large following to make a lot of money. And by a lot of money, I like six figures was like kind of like my goal for a while, and I hit that pretty quickly with the fashion business. And I tried my best to save what I could. And when YouTube kind of, I probably could have built the channel back up. Like, I don't think that it was dead, but I was just like burnt out. And I tend to do that. I go really hard. Like, I mean, I was doing 5 videos a day for almost 2 years, or 5 videos a week for almost 2 years. So like when I hit that, like, the bump in the road of YouTube basically like telling me like, we're not going to show your channel anymore. We demonetized your channel. I was like, well, what am I going to do now? And at this time, that was when Instagram was kind of starting to come up. And I was like, well, I can take cool pictures and like I can make little videos for Instagram. And that's what I did on Instagram. And then I started making little like mini vlogs. Like I would put like 30-second vlogs in my stories. I turned my camera vertically and I was like, I'm going to become a vertical filmmaker. Like that wasn't even a thing back then. Like I was just like, I just knew it was different. And I knew that different has always worked. So that's what I did. And I started doing these little like mini blogs and videos, and people started sharing them. And next thing you know, I had 10,000 followers on Instagram. Ironically, my following has never grown really past 10,000 followers on Instagram. But what happened in that time frame was all the brands that I used to work with in the fashion side started hiring me for ad campaigns. Like, we want you to come make ads for us.
Gotcha.
We like your videos. We like your style. And I did that for about a year and a half, 2 years, maybe a year and a half. And then, started getting clients where people would pay me like $1,000, $2,000 a month to send me all their footage. I would edit it. I'd send it back. Well, they would think I was editing it, but I actually hired an editor to help me. And then I started building a little editing team. And
That's sweet.
then COVID kind of came around. And when that happened, all of my clients canceled, and I ended up losing a lot of money because a lot of them refunded, and I wasn't prepared to take. But at one point, I had to refund out to $20,000, and I honestly, I had barely enough to do it, and I ended up having to basically tell some people that I can't refund you just to save me for the upcoming 3 or 4 months, so I had money to pay my bills, so I didn't get evicted, and I could take care of my now family.
Yeah.
Like. And so it's kind of a hard time, and that's when I found TikTok. So I tend to create myself out of depression. Whenever I'm feeling really down, or like I don't really know what I'm gonna do with myself or like my business, like I go make videos. And I just like, everybody's talking about the TikTok thing. I think I'm an okay looking guy, but I'm not gonna dance with my shirt off in front of the camera. I was like, but I do know a lot about videos and making content. So let me educate people on this platform where nobody's educating people. And that was kind of the shift. And the first thing that I saw with TikTok was I was one of the first educators on the platform. And I know that because TikTok told me that, because they use a lot of my trainings in their creators portal, which ironically nobody from TikTok has ever reached out for me to help them, which really upsets me. But people that were in the TikTok creators portal and stuff were like sending me my own videos, like, dude, I learned so much from you. And then like, I had a few videos. I committed to about, when I first started, I committed to like a 30-day window. I was like, I'm going to do a video every day for 30 days and see what happens. And I think on day 10, I got a 1 million viewed video.
Wow.
And that was, but at that time, the funny thing is, this like people don't know, is I only had 1 hour a day to film and edit my videos because I was on lockdown at home. I was watching my daughter because my fiance is actually a nurse. So she was at work a lot. And so I only had 1 hour, and that 1 hour was when there was a show on that my daughter would not bother me for an hour.
Wow.
So that's why I started it. Like, I had my first video, I made a like little studio in my bedroom, because I would go in the bedroom, put my camera on my iPod, hit record, close the door. My daughter kind of knows working, but any given moment would interrupt me. And I was like, I have to film video in 15 minutes and I have to edit in 45. And that's what I did every day, 30 days while I'm locked down. And when I had my million view video, I said, there's something here. And I should talk to friends about helping them with their TikToks because, and this is what TikTok has no clue that I do. I've created a TikTok agency. Right now I have 22 clients. It's $30,000 a month business. I have 4 full-time editors. I employ 6 people. And my biggest client, which you have to beat this out because I'm under a contract, if you could. My biggest client is TikTok. And it just turned into this monster. And, I kind of put my TikTok on the back burner because I had so many clients that I was doing videos for. And as of late, I'm sure that's probably why we're on this call. Like I changed up my content completely based on all the data and things that I saw from all the accounts that I run. I said, nobody really likes content creation tips. And the people that do like them, there's not enough of them for me to go viral doing it. So I just started giving advice, and I have all the data from accounts that I run 2 accounts that are over 1 million followers, 7 over 100K, and the rest are closing in on 100K. So I just took all the data and things that I knew from those accounts, like all the videos that did well, and I just started recreating them on my own account. And next thing you know, I had a 4 million view video.
Wow. What do you think?
From that one video,
I was just going to ask, what do you think? I don't want you to give away all your secrets for free, but just as a general, what is 1 or 2 things that you think people do wrong when they're doing their own videos?
On TikTok, you have to understand the culture on TikTok, and it's a interesting culture to say the least. In the first thing people do is they go too niche, and I'm a niche guy, but I learned after about 7 months of me not going viral that for example, I was teaching video and content creation, and the amount of people that maybe would care about that on TikTok is really in the 100,000 range. And the only reason I know that was because that was the average of like my top performing videos was 100,000 views. So once I switched to broad videos, I went viral. And so I think people are pigeonholing themselves early on with the niche idea. And I mean, I have videos about choosing a niche, so it's like I kind of learned, and that was just my experience. I'm like, you have to create broad content that TikTok, if they know it's a good piece of content, as in it gets viewed all the way, and there's good comments, good engagement, and there's a good amount of shares, then they can show it to anybody, and they will. So that was like a big thing I see a lot of people doing wrong. And then lastly, people don't talk enough on TikTok. They're afraid to talk to the camera, because if you ever plan on making money or selling a product or building a brand, like you have to use your voice. You have to look into the camera and talk with, make eye contact. And like the amount of people doing that on TikTok is very small, which is why it's so wild opportunity. Because all of the clients that I work with, they're all educators. I don't mess with the dancers and the skits and I want no part of that. Like I make educators go viral, and like me and my team, like we've done 96 or 97 videos, over 1 million views across 12 niches. And like my highest viewed video is actually 45.5 million views. It's not my video. It's one that I personally edited.
Gotcha.
Wow. And the funny thing is, and this is another thing about TikTok, is like you have to understand the culture. They don't believe shit. They don't believe anything.
Right.
So I posted the analytics screenshot, blurred out the video, and I made a video about how I made this video go viral, and they all thought it was Photoshop. And like I was just like, the fact that people would think that, just like it baffles me that people think people go to those lengths to show that type of clout, if you will. But I've just learned that. And this is like for you guys. I mean, for you guys, anybody you can piss off Gen Z, you're gonna go viral. Like that's all I try to do. And every video I try to trigger Gen Z. Like I want them to get emotional in my videos. Yeah. I want the hate comments. I want to be told I'm stupid. I want to be told
right, because they're engaging. You hit a chord. So there was success.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's just something I learned about TikTok. Like, because we made, just for reference, like we're doing almost 700 videos a month.
Wow.
My clients.
Wow.
Across 4 different editors. I have actually a content researcher that I employ, that her job is to just find topics of videos that me and my clients make that we think will go viral based on the criteria that we kind of deciphered with those 90 something videos back. And it's, I'll share, like, I don't mind sharing all this because when people see my videos, they see the quality and the editing and I don't have to sell myself because people, like, my videos take an hour, sometimes 2 hours to film and edit. And I know that nobody's going to do that for a year every day. And that it's hard work. It's repetition. It's
what content do you think is hottest?
Well, for educators, it's very, very simple, tactical tips that you can use like immediately.
Gotcha.
Like for real, like for or facts, like factual things, but not like general stuff that this is this is Jennifer J-Lo's house. It has a pool. It's 7,500 square feet.
Yeah.
You can Google that. But it's like, if you want to know how to sell a 7,000 square foot house, the first thing you got to do is take good pictures. If you're doing that, cool. Like, that's like a general video that like somebody could watch,
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's like, for example, like I make videos about making friends. But if I say, here's how guys can make friends, I just pigeonhole myself to only guys seeing that video.
Right.
Yep.
Like, here's how you can make friends in high school. Guys and girls can watch it. Here's how you make friends in college. But if I say, here's how women can make friends, and only women are going to see that video. Like, the algorithm is so good that and it knows what you say. So like, you have to speak into the algorithm, and that's another area most people mess up. Like what you're saying in the video is more important than what's being written in the caption. It's the algorithm is reading your words and your voice. So it knows where to put your video based on what you are saying. So that's why you see like people are like, oh, I don't know why my video didn't get a lot of views, and I'm like, well, you said Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Or you talked about mental health, or you said I had a friend commit suicide, and it's has nothing to do with suicide, even if it's in a good content. Like, they're not going to show. Or it's like, I beep out all my cuss words. Like, I do my best now because I know I have to play the game. Because I don't want any reason for TikTok to take down my business. Yeah. And I want to set myself up for the most amount of views I can. And I already know if I custom them, like, they're not. I have a video on my latest video right now. Like, I even beeped out my cuss words and it flopped. So like I don't know that. I might, and it's hard for me not to cuss. I get passionate and start talking and then drop F-bombs and shit and all this, like, so it's authentic. So, but these are just things that, and like when people make TikTok videos, it's not about the editing. It's not about the cameras. Although I started with a professional camera from day one, only because I knew that was different. Yeah. So a lot of people think like you can't use a phone, because I made videos like don't use your phone, but I never said you can't use your phone. Like I just said, if you use a camera, I pop out of the feed because of the quality of my videos. And I do that to stand out because there's a lot of people on the app. So that's one thing. Like, but the topic of the video is that's the definitive factor of whether or not you're going to go viral. Like, what the video is about and what you say in that first 1 to 3 seconds, like, nothing else matters. Like, if you get them for the first 3 seconds and then you get them for 3 to 5, after you got that, you probably got them the whole video, and then you're gonna get 100% watch time for this video. So, like, it's kind of my story in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually, I first found you through TikTok, I think, because it might have been like a Jason Capital TikTok that like was a video of you speaking at one of his summits. And all of a sudden I would see videos of you pop up on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I know this guy. He looks familiar. And all of a sudden your video started showing. The TikTok did its thing. I started following you, and then videos came, and I just took a huge liking to your TikTok. And then just doing some more research. The funny thing is, I forget, I think it was a video or a podcast I was watching, or I think it was Jason Capital talking about how he met you, but he was saying that he met you at Elliot Hulse's strength camp gym. And the funny thing is, in high school, about when I was in junior year of high school, I went through a transformation of losing I went from 250 to 180, and Elliot's videos were like the OG channel I watched. I remember his programs, like got his programs, and he was just like offered advice, and he was just like one of those first people that really helped coach me through it. So I was like, I can't believe that. Turns out that's where you started out, and it was pretty nuts to see that. And then just the connections, it's crazy. Just you see one TikTok, and then all of a sudden, let me find more about this person. Then I see you on different platforms, and then the style. I was like, I love style videos. I follow like Alex Kosta and all those top guys, but it seems like you just had a crazy journey, and you've always been able to pivot from industry to industry and really make a name for yourself.
Yeah, Elliot's still one of my best. I was with him last week. We went to a resort in Orlando. He's since moved away from St. Pete. He's living like in the center of the state now. But actually, Chris Barnard, who's Elliot's business partner, is actually he's like right over here at the coffee shop. So like he's a good friend of mine too. I've grown up like kind of. Elliot was the inspiration of that BMX training DVD.
Really?
When I didn't really, I found his workouts, but he wasn't Elliot Holtz yet. Like he had no following, and I found him online. He posted a flyer in a forum that I was on, and I showed up to his Saturday morning workout. It was like $20 to work out with him, and like there's like 4 other people there, and I was just like, I want to be your friend. And like he didn't like me at first, and then I just said, I'm gonna keep showing up on Saturday because I know you'll take my $20. So I just did it, and I just kept asking him like, oh, you want to get lunch? You want to get dinner? Like I'll buy you a drink. Like let's hang out. And then he said yes, and that was. I've been friends with Elliot for about 10 years now. And then JC's another one of my really good friends. I was just with him last week in Orlando. He came walking one day, and I was like, Elliot's upstairs, and he's like, no, I'm actually, I want to meet you. Because at the time I was also following like JC and ended up following Elliot because I was sponsored by Elite Fitness Systems, which was a powerlifting company. They sponsored me to ride my bike, and they I had to keep a blog on their site. So like that's how he found me, and then he found Elliot. And that was Chris leaving. But so we just kind of after that JC. Well, it wasn't JC yet. He has a real name. Yeah, I'm sure you probably know that. But he wasn't. It was Alex Morocco at the time, and he's like, "You think I can do this in basketball?" And I was like, "Absolutely, you can do that in basketball." And Elliot's like, "Fuck yeah, you can do it in basketball." So he went back to Michigan and basically created his basketball empire, like asking like me and Elliot questions like through text and email. And I mean, I call him a unicorn. He's amazing at whatever he decides he's going to be amazing at.
It's nuts.
My success, honestly, on the internet didn't come until probably this TikTok agency was my most successful venture. Most successful, longest lasting thing that I've ever done, which kind of is like, I'm all in on it. And it's, I don't talk about it on TikTok because I don't want competition. Because nobody's really offering the services that I'm offering and at the quality and scale that we're able to do it. So it's been kind of interesting. It's like I talked to a lot, and the reason why I came on here is like I like finding out why people are following me, and what makes them want to learn more about me, and like kind of like your process there, like how you saw a couple of my videos, and then you found me through the style, then you found me through Jason Capital, like. I don't think you're alone in how you work that way. So it's why I power of TikTok. And it's probably my favorite form I've ever messed with. I mean, I don't do anything else anywhere else. It's TikTok and Reels, and that's it. Like I've gone all in on all those because one, it's like I'm a business card for my brand, and like I also believe in being in the trenches. So I don't like people run agencies that don't actually have a brand themselves, because when I'm editing videos for some of my clients, in the back of my mind, I go, if I take them out of context, they're going to get 150 duets talking shit about them on TikTok. And I know that because I have 150 duets talking shit about me on TikTok. Yep. Right. And I mean, I'm a mentally strong person, but I know it sucks. Like, I don't want to watch it because I have to watch them. I see them. Like, I don't want to watch a 30-second video of some 17-year-old kid calling me a piece of shit, telling me I'm an arrogant prick or like I'm narcissist. Like, because at the end of the day, it's not. It's just you just got mad because I told you the truth.
Yeah.
Like, you know? So, but I feel like when I'm working with clients, like I tell them, I'm like, yo, like, and that's why for me, it's like I've been really trying to get to 100K because it's like I'm just like I need those 3 digits because like it's a branding play for me. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, actually, funny enough, one of my other clients is Aaron Marino. I am Alpha. We do his TikTok as well.
He's one of the OG guys too. I followed in terms of style. I mean, he gets the
I
fitness tips
also
too.
do
But
I also do beard brands.
yeah,
Like they're a big ass brand.
yeah.
I mean, we have so many. I forget some of my. Like, I had to hire an operator to create me like a spreadsheet to remind me of like all the accounts I'm running, so I can constantly be paying attention to them, because like I have multiple editors editing for the accounts, and then I have like posters. It's like we have like 7 phones right now that are like business, like with different accounts on them, that because you can only have a certain number of accounts per phone.
Right.
So, I mean, operating like 20 accounts that are posting daily videos, like it's been a nightmare. But
Yeah.
it's a good nightmare because it's
that's
very
a good
lucrative.
problem to have. So what's next for you? So what's next for you, Ryan?
Say that one more time. I think we
Sorry. What's next for you?
I'm gonna keep going with what I'm doing. I'm not stopping. Like, I mean, this in my eyes is a multi-million-dollar company. So I'm just gonna keep growing the TikTok accounts for the big influencers that I can find. That's kind of my, and keep growing myself to as big as I can get myself. I mean, that's really all I think about. Editors think about. So, and anything else, like, I tend to, like, as you saw from my history, I tended to bounce and pivot and do things. And I'm like, I always fight the urge to want to do something. Like, I mean, like I have 100,000 followers. Like, I want to sell them a product. But the reality is I don't want people knowing what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
Like, we're doing some ninja stuff with videos that, like, people can, like, I mean, I have a lot of copycats. People copy my styles. They steal my fonts. Like, I'm like, I don't care, because you don't know what is going into that video. You don't know why we made that video. Like, there's more research into the topic of the video than there is the font that is being used. So, and I know people just won't do that for TikTok, at least not yet. I do think that, and I joke about it, but I would say within the next year, all the YouTubers are going to wake up and know that they need to be on TikTok. And then we're going to see a resurgence of massive production quality. Is going to go through the roof very quickly, because you're going to have the Peter McKinnons doing videos every day. You're going to have the Casey Neistat doing videos every day. You're going to have the Marquez Brownlees. Like, they're going to bring $4,000 cameras to TikTok. And, like, it's coming. And a lot of TikTokers are like, nope, it's authentic to use your iPhone. Yeah, no, you can't stand, like, and these people know that. Business owners that, like, that's why I meet myself personally. Like, I come with a camera, I edit on a computer, I upload it to TikTok. I do nothing in the app, like, at all. Right? And when I first started saying that, like, a year ago, people talked so much shit in my comments. Like, you still kill for TikTok. Well, I almost have 100,000 followers. Like, I don't know how many followers they have with their phone videos, but it's good. Like, I hope they have followers. I mean, I'd love to just use my phone. It's much easier, but it's not as professional and it's not going to be as lucrative. So, like, I have people that want to edit for me, and they're like, I'm like, cool, you have a Mac? They're like, no, I edit my phone. I'm like, can't make 75 videos on your phone in the next 6 days. I just can't do it. Not the style that we're doing. And, like, we have everything down to, as a company, like, I have all the editing down to base science. Like we do the same cuts, the same fonts. Like, everything's pretty systematized. And really changes a lot. I mean, when I started doing the account that I'm under NDA contract for, like, he gets a lot of attention. I mean, his account's getting like 75 million views right now. So a lot of the real estate industry is copying his videos, which ultimately are my videos. And, like, I know that, so the only thing that separates me from somebody to copy the style is the thought and the ideas and things that go into the video before it's actually edited. And, like, it works because I also have another client, Ryan Pineda. You guys follow him?
Of course.
We do his videos too. So because he found me through Grant's videos. Well, he didn't find me. He just said, I know this is you doing this. So how much do you charge and when can you start? And he has an in-house editor, and then we have my editor so they do 2 videos that his in-house editor does, and then we have one that my team does. And 8 out of 10 times, our single video beats both of those 2 videos that they're putting out every day.
Ryan, how many videos do you think a company or a person needs to put out per week to be most effective?
Just 1 a day. I'm a big believer in 1 a day. Reason being is not everybody's Gary Vee. We don't have a 37-person team of content interns in place pumping out, the content for one singular person. So, and honestly, I think you need less than that. Like if you look at my account, you look at the views on my videos, I posted the least amount last month and I grew the most I've ever grown.
Wow.
But what I did do was I put a lot more effort into what videos I was making and the topics those videos were about.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I mean, selfishly, that's because I'm so busy with the clients that I don't have time to do a video a day on my account.
Yeah.
But for business owners and like brands and influencers, they're very stuck on the everyday posting because of Instagram. It's kind of made people believe that they have to always post. And, so I fight that a lot with my clients. Like, no, you don't need that. Just do these videos I'm telling you to make. Trust me. Yep. And most of them do, and they end up getting a lot more views. So it's shifting a little bit, and people are putting more care into TikTok. And I would say, for regular people, if you're trying to grow a TikTok, like I would say 5 videos a week would be the minimum. But make those 5 as good as you can. And if you can only do 3 really good videos, do 3 really good videos. Mm-hmm. Because there's longevity on TikTok, which nobody's really thinking about. When somebody's scrolling, you, Kosta, how many videos of mine did you watch when you saw one?
I went through TikTok. As soon as I saw one that was interesting, captured my attention. I think it was the one about Gary Vee. You were kind of going at Gary Vee saying because he always talks about Gary Vee is use your shitty cell phone quality to film a video. You're fine, and post the 300 times a day. That's what you need to do, just more content. And you were like, you need to use a professional camera. And I was kind of justifying it because we do have professional cameras. I was like, oh, that made sense of why I bought the Sony camera. At least that didn't go to waste, because I was like, the quality does matter, because I noticed your quality. I didn't even know who you were at first, but I noticed the quality. I noticed the effort in there. I was like, who is this guy? And then rabbit hole through videos, found out you knew this person, you knew that person. And the funny thing too is when you said the other 2 clients you had, I was like, these guys' videos are looking a lot like Ryan's videos. I was like, I don't know if they're copying them or Ryan's working with them, but it's cool to know that they're actually doing that, because they're literally the exact same thing, which is just funny to see.
Well, and it works like that. Like when you find something that works, I don't change it. And the only problem now is, like I said, the saturation. Like when we started doing videos, it was, he started getting 50 million views a month, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna ride this until the wheels fall off. But so we're constantly trying to figure out ways to innovate, I guess you could say. And that's why he keeps paying us. I mean, he pays us a good amount. He's one of my best clients. Ironically, I don't really talk to him much, because they pay early actually, because they're like, do not stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because his account's only been active for about 5.5 months, and he's almost at 1 million right now.
Wow.
So his right now he's growing at 150,000 followers a month, which and that's significantly increased, because just last week we had 4 videos get 1 million views back to back on his account.
Wow. He loves attention.
So, yeah, and
loves money, but loves attention too at the same time.
Yeah.
Attention is money to him.
Well, that's, just in experience, nobody cares. The only thing people care about on TikTok is being viewed.
I'm sorry, you cut out there a minute. The only thing they care about on TikTok is what?
Million viewed videos.
Got
it. And obviously people care about art. They want to make money. As somebody who's providing service, if I can guarantee them million videos, I have a long lifespan with my client.
Yep.
And right now the goal is 1 million view video a month for every client, and the next goal is a million view video a week for all of my clients. And certain clients don't have that type of virality. And that's hard for people to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, speaks viral. Like words out of his mouth that can go viral.
He's hilarious.
You know, Jason Capital speaks viral.
Yeah.
You know?
See, that's the part I don't understand. So
you know,
how does that work? If somebody speaks and they go viral, just because
they just have a certain essence. I mean, Ryan probably knows better firsthand experience.
Yeah, like the biggest thing is they have to be polarizing. Like if you're not polarizing, you're boring. You don't stand out. And second, you actually have to have good advice. And the most important, like the third part is actually what you said, Kosta, was they need to be able to project that in a short enough time to get the virality, meaning to keep somebody's attention for long enough and in a condensed time frame to let the video go viral.
Right.
And I mean, I know a lot of smart people that it takes them 5 minutes to tell me a story. Like on TikTok, you've got 30 seconds.
Right.
You know? So like I call it speaking TikTok, and it's like short, punchy sentences. And like I've gotten a lot better at it. But when I say that, I speak in short, punchy sentences because I can edit them together.
Yeah.
Like and then I can move them around and like go like this and like cut words out and move things, and you know. So like that's because I'm an editor.
So for a real estate agent, give me an example of what that would sound like.
Well, like how to write off a private jet to sell more houses.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. Yeah.
You know, but also most like I'm working with a guy now. His name's Jordan or Cash Jordan. He's a realtor apartment guy in New York City, and nobody cares about the apartments or the houses they're seeing. Like, you know, like for every house that you're selling, like if I were a real estate salesman, I would sell one aspect of every house, and I would sell that dream to that one. And you gotta, you know, and do it on TikTok. Like you gotta look for the most viral piece of every house. Like, you know, one viral might be the swimming pool. So like you're making a TikTok, don't make it about the house, make it about the pool at this house.
Right.
Make it about the like, would you like to have this swimming pool in your backyard? This thing, like you know, it's not what you know. So it's you got to kind of show bits and pieces and like, and that's like speaking, or that's like a viral topic, like because not everyone wants to see every apartment, because if they're not looking for an apartment, they don't care about an apartment, but they will see the $1,700 gold-plated sink in a house.
Yep.
Like that's a viral video, you know, or they will see the tiniest closet in New York City.
Yeah.
Like you know, or the you know, so those things as a realtor, those are ways to like those are the types of videos I would be making. Like even if you don't have like crazy stuff to look at, every house you go into, there's something different in that house that you could showcase for a video.
Yep.
I mean, but as far as speaking, like by saying that you're a realtor and teaching people how to be realtors, you just niche yourself down very small. Like the amount of people on TikTok that want to be a realtor is low. So like a smarter approach would be to teach people how to be entrepreneurs, and you just happen to like real estate.
Yep.
You know, and then like it's, you know, videos like how much money can a real estate agent make? How much money does a loan officer make? How much money does a property manager make? How much money does this? Those are viral topics because it's anybody that's thinking about being one of those, or it's I didn't know property managers made that much. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like things like that. It's broadening out your scope, but still keeping it in your realm.
Yeah.
You know, is kind of, and it's hard to do. It's not easy. Like and that's why you see a lot of people flopping on TikTok, like, or they have one really good viral video and then they never have another. And that's something that we learned, you know, as a team, like with my guys is like anybody can have 1 million viewed video, but can consistently fit on your account.
Yeah. You're
doing something right. And that's, I mean, for my own account, that's what I saw with the advice video. Like, it kind of pains me to not teach video editing and content because I love it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, this is a game and this is a short window. And I don't think people understand that either. Like, if you blow up on TikTok in the next year, like, all you need is you know, 1 million followers on TikTok means 100,000 on YouTube and 75,000, 100,000 on Instagram. Like, because the crossover is real. I mean, you saw it. You reached out to me through Instagram. Yep. You know, like, so and I don't think people are putting enough emphasis on that to go as like that's why I'm like I don't do anything else. Like my only focus for me personally and my brand is TikTok. I'm like, how can I go viral? How can I make videos that get a lot of views? Because I know a lot of views equates to followers, you know, and you know, video types are different. Like, you know, I've had lots of different styles of videos on my page that got 1 million views. One of them being about LOL dolls inside Walmart. That video didn't get me a lot of followers. It got a lot of views. My recent video that I got 4.4 million views was an advice video. I taught something, I gave something tangible, and it got like 60,000 followers from one video.
Which advice video was that one?
It was, I'll look at my phone really quick. It was
I love the Chipotle one, and also
do this if you want to friends.
Is that the $100 bill one with the alcohol?
Nope, that's another one that did well. Because one, everybody's alcohol.
I love that. The $100 is crazy. That was a great tip.
That was a great one.
Yeah, if you can hear it, it's the 4 million where I'm like sitting, like it's like one of the first videos. If you look at my feed, like I mean you can look at it, but you'll see the style of videos that I was doing, and then all of a sudden you see a stark change.
Yep.
Right here, all videos started being different. That was me testing it out, and that was the 4 million view video was the video I posted on that newer style, and that was just me. Like that's what I like. A lot of people on TikTok, I think they make this mistake as well. Like TikTok just told me that video they liked it. So it would have been selfish and creating content about this and making marketing and like editing content. Like that's like a slap in the face of TikTok. Like so I just doubled down on that, you know, and now I'm just doing videos like that.
That's
People
awesome.
stuck in that, they don't want to change their content at all.
Right. Yeah, it's all about adapting, just like you did.
Yeah, people don't like to change. That's for sure.
Or do something different.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot of people doing that right now on TikTok because you see it with the views. Like if people with like 1 million followers getting like 2,000 views on a video, like that's like, dude, nobody likes your shit anymore. Change it. Like they liked you at some point. You got 1 million followers, so make them like you again. Like, and I would say you need to change your content style. Probably, you know, at the rate I've been going about every 90 days.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and the funny thing is most everybody thinks that I'm like, the reason that video went viral is because they didn't think anybody was in the room. Like they were all just commenting like, you know, there's nobody in this room, and I'm like, well, 4 million people is a big fucking room.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, so, you know, but there are people in my videos. I cut them out. I don't even want them in there because I want the comments. I want people to comment. He's talking to nobody.
Yeah.
You know, because comments mean virality.
Yeah.
That's right. All right.
Awesome.
Wow. This was
was a
this was
blast.
fantastic. I knew I asked you one thing, so I know our viewers are going to want me to follow up on it. What were the slimy things you did with Google?
All right, cool. So I'll
And
try
then
to
we
keep
can
it brief.
wrap it up.
So back like 7 or 8 years ago, you could buy what they call exact match domain names. So for example, like, you know, coffeeshopprices.com, like, or coffee shop prices St. Petersburg, Florida. Like now, you made that, if you bought that domain and you built a 5-page website on a WordPress blog that was stuffed to the gills with specific keywords that you knew were related to the domain name, you effortlessly, usually that alone would rank that site at least in the top 3 on Google. And they call them, they used to be called sniper sites. So I'll just tell you the site that I had, that's one of my most successful. Are you guys familiar with the reality show on MTV called Jersey Shore?
Of course, yeah.
Well, I was in a movie theater, and they showed a preview for the upcoming reality show Jersey Shore. And I looked at the preview and I go, all those guys in there have abs. They're all pretty jacked. I took out my phone. I went to the domain, I went to GoDaddy.com and I bought 4 domain names. I bought JerseyShoreAbs.org because that was available. I bought the situationworkout.com, .net, and .org. And I went home that night and I stayed up all night and I built a site on each of those. And sure enough, the next day they were all ranked on page one. And
It's crazy.
when the last post, I just made the site, so it's basically a one-page site that looked like a blog. And I mean, I'm familiar with fitness, so it was a good article. I wrote like 1,000 to 1,500 word article about what I hypothetically thought, Mike, the situation would have done for a workout to look like he looks. And I then linked off to a couple affiliate products.
Yeah.
And, I said, if you like this workout, you probably would like this workout. And every single Thursday at 8 p.m., from the hours of 8 p.m. to about midnight, I would make between $1,000 to $2,500.
That's awesome.
And now, when that site works, I hired, I went to elance.com and I hired Filipinos for $150 a week to make sites for me. And the next site that did really well was, we're all probably familiar with Captain America.
Yeah.
His name's Chris Evans.
Yeah.
I bought chrisevansworkout.com and
That's amazing.
I did the same thing. Now the funny part about the MTV site, the Jersey Shore site, was eventually they sent me a cease and desist to take down the site. But I cease and desist to an attorney. I had actually registered the situation workout before the situation did. So I won the cease and desist. They could not take my site down.
Wow.
Good for you.
So that should tell people listening that if you have an idea, buy the domain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can't, the situation, like they were trying to trademark it, and that's what they were saying. They were just trying to scare me.
Yeah.
But I still knew, I was like, I'm not letting this site go until I have to. It's like Tuesday. I'm like, in 2 more days, this fucker's gonna make $2,500. So I'm not letting this thing go.
Yeah.
But with the movie sites, they did really, really well. When a movie would release, like the bigger movies, like the Marvel ones and things. Yeah. So they would release on Wednesday night at I think midnight. They would always have a midnight showing, and from like Wednesday night to like Sunday afternoon, it was like a windfall of affiliate commissions for me. Because people were going to the movies, Googling it when they got home, and it was crazy. I also started doing it for other terms that were like hot button terms. Like one of them was increased testosterone. So I had the domain for a while, increased testosterone I think it was .org, increased testosterone naturally.org. Gotcha. And if it was like a domain like that, I would put more effort into it. And that site had about 100 blog posts on it. Not a single one was written by me. But I ended up, and I would pay like $5 to $10 a blog post. So what did I put? Maybe $1,000 in articles onto the site, and I ended up selling that. So it was crazy. Some of the shit that I had ranked, it made no sense to me, but it was like an 80-20 thing. Like 80% of the income came from like 20 sites, I just, the way I looked at it is I didn't know which one, I didn't know what site 21 would be. So I just kept building them because it cost me in my domain register bills were pretty high, because I have 400 something domains registered. So I was paying, 400 times 10 a month for domains.
Yep.
So it was doing well. That was kind of but Google did eventually change that, and it just didn't work anymore. Right. So I went from it was a consistent, I had it to almost it's like $750 a day. And I was like, if I get to 1,000 a day, but I had to sustain it to sell the network. Because if you're trying, and a lot of people don't know this, but if you're selling a website, you have to have a track record and history of the traffic to the site and the amount of revenue the site does for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
But 6 months was the low end. I was like, if I can get get $1,000 a day and I can show it in all my accounts with the whole network as a collective for 6 months, I should be able to sell this, maybe not for $1 million, but I might be able to get $500,000 or $700,000, because that was what people did. I mean, people still do that to the day. It's just different. They do it with TikTok accounts, Instagram accounts, and all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. I got the first offer at 250K. It was a private offer. Like they searched me through the domain registry, and they're like, hey, I know you have a lot of these sites. I see you ranked in like I kind of dominated in the fitness industry for about a year. Like I had so many in the fitness niche. And they offered me 250K, and I was just like, I thought about it. I was like, that's a lot. Like I've never seen that in one check. It was just as easy as like literally they would send half the money, and then I would, I would literally just like, I'd put it in escrow, and I would send them the password to my domain, like just my GoDaddy account. And and as soon as they would buy it, they could go and change the password as their account. And that's how easy it was.
That's
wow.
Like, and then the servers and stuff, like, I did it from day one. I knew that was like the end game for me. So like, I tried to keep it as organized as possible, but that was like the sale. Like, that's it. It's a password.
Yeah.
Like 250K for a password, and like, I just kind of got a little greedy, and I was like, I can get more. And nope. It just didn't happen. So, but yeah, that was when I slimy like affiliate stuff, like some sites that I couldn't monetize with legit like affiliate like fitness products that people like. I had a meeting like that. I know everybody in the fitness niche that sells products online, so like I knew the highest converting ones, but like I got mixed in with some CPA offers, which I would never do again. And I was a naive younger guy making good money, and I was like, fuck it, it's just money. Like, and there was the free trial offers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those. Like, it was like, man, so like boost your testosterone naturally, just take these pills, free trial. It's like you pay for the shipping.
Yep.
So it's like, it was $4.95 for the customer, and they get a free like week supply of this supplement. Well, what happens, and I like to say I didn't know that this would happen, but I did. Like, it's damn near impossible to cancel. Like, you basically have to just turn your credit card off and get a new credit card. So if I couldn't get a site to monetize with like the legit products, I would privatize the domain registry so nobody knew it was mine, and I would, send them to wherever would pay. Yeah, because for like the person sending the traffic, like if I sent the traffic and they bought the $4.95 trial, they would pay me $50.
Wow.
So that should tell you how hard it was to cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it rebills at like, I think it was like $75 a month, which honestly, they were good supplements. Like they weren't. It's not like it wasn't like they weren't just not sending you.
Yeah.
They would send you a bottle of supplements every month. So but it was you couldn't do that today. Like they don't. Internet's a lot smarter now. Like the FTC came crashing down on the industry a while back. So it's just that's just what it was. But some of that stuff, like I would create email lists. Like if the site was getting like 1,000 visitors a day, like I put like a big pop up on the site, I could get like 300 or 400 emails a day, and then I would write emails sending them to offers every day until they signed off.
Yeah.
It was buy or die. Like churn.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like that, like by doing that, like that's what I do in my videos now. I just do it with video, like the same type of psychological manipulation and things that you do to sell products online. Like I kind of speak that way now.
Yeah.
Like it's like in my head. So, I wouldn't do it any other way. That's for sure. Cool. Well, I hope that was helpful for you guys.
It was really helpful. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. We appreciate having you. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.